Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, CCX here. Welcome back to more Grandia. In the last episode, we finally end up visiting Alent, found Liete. She wanted to join us to see if we can be able to change her tablet to red, because apparently red means happiness while blue means sadness, which makes total sense like that. That's why I love the color blue. Nah, I'm kidding. But anyways, before we head to Lazette Mountain, we actually have 3 stops. We have 3 secret dungeons that we need to complete, or optional dungeons, you can go ahead and clearly say. As you guys may have noticed, that the character level seems to be all 30s as of right now. Well, that's because during my time during the week, I end up going out of my way to level up Justin's pole to 29, his axe to 30, so now he's prepped and raring to go to be able to get heaven and earth cut once we end up leveling up the sword. And we also leveled up Reps' knife and his sword to 24 and 25, so he managed to actually learn his final 2 abilities. Well, I think there's another ability in there somewhere, but I don't really know. All I know is that he now has Demon Ball, and he now has Neo Demon Ball. What's the difference between the 2? Well, one is powerful than the other, you know, Dungeon and Dragon Neo, Double Dragon Neo, blah, 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 whatever. And also, Liete has yet to learn her last very wonderful move yet, but she's gonna learn it sooner. Now, before I continue on, and before I go ahead and end up telling you as to why I'm never gonna get this move, and I'm gonna tell you what it is, it's an Ikarian ability called Time Stop. It essentially causes Fina to go ahead and stop all allies and enemies alike, except for herself. What's the use of that ability? Nothing. It's just that it's such a very amazing move that, you know, it's spectacular to see. I'll probably just find a video or I'll probably just do it off screen, but I'm going to tell you this now. The reason as to why I'm never going to probably ever get that ability ever going to get water or wind up to 99 is for 2 reasons. This game starts to give, you notice how when you're using a move set that has double the elements like fire or wind, earth or fire or whatever, they split the experience bar. You notice that the menu that I constantly keep skipping, if a element is higher than another, if you're using a split move, it's not gonna get, ignore that sound, it's not gonna get any experience. It's gonna get 0. So essentially you're basically wasting your time. So let's go for an example. You notice how fire is 37 and wind is 28. When using Dragon Zap, it ends up splitting the experience down to 6. Since fire is higher than wind, it's gonna go ahead and split it so hard to a point that the 6 experience becomes 0. So the way how the game wants you to be able to level up the moves now, you have to utilize the single only tech. And that's kind of the reason as to why I said that trying to get water and wind up to 99 is a bit difficult. You can pretty much get every other move no problem, since, you know, you're going to be healing a lot, you're going to be casting buffs a lot and whatever, and since most of the buffs are usually just earth or fire or whatever, they're a little bit easier to manage. But to be able to get like to be able to utilize more powerful moves, you're not going to really get experience for that. That's why weapons are easy to level up, while spells is the hardest to level up. I'm not sure if they fix this in Grandia 2 or onwards, but if they do, good. If they don't, well, there you go. I guess like grinding magic in this game is by far the most terrible thing ever in this game. I never realized that the experience could become 0. That is the first time I ever actually researched that in my life when I was trying to grind for the weapons for Justin and Rep. Oh, traveler, if you have strong hearts, please listen to my request. My bravery and strength are second to none. So then, what is it? This place overflows with the curse and sorrow, and darkness too. Oh, okay. My sister was a lover of shiny things. She collected many things. Then one day, somehow, my twisted fate, my sister got a hold of this cursed sword. Our father perished, and that sorrow brought this darkness. Please break the curse of the sword. And welcome to the Castle of Dreams, the first optional dungeon that you'll actually visit in Grandia. The Castle of Dreams is a very short dungeon compared to all the other dungeons, which are like a terrible, terrible representation of an optional dungeon. Like, Tower of Temptation I will forgive because it's the final dungeon, but this, oh god, no. Anyways, we got ourselves some new enemies here, and like optional dungeon, the optional dungeons also sport very powerful enemies. That's right, powerful enemies. We got, the hell is it called? Terra? I know that's a pink mage. Terrano Bone. Alright, whatever. Most of these guys can be beaten by using regular single target magics. I'm going to try to go ahead and using single target magic because, to be perfectly honest with you, it's going to be hard to even try to get Phoenix's last move, which is Breath of the Earth, I think it is. But, it's whatever. To be honest with you, though, it's fairly simple for the most part, but it's not, you don't really have to get every single spell. I thought I could, but I mean, I went out of my way to be able to get Justin and Reps's, well, I am going to get their final move. I already got Reps's final move, and I'm definitely going to get Justin's final move as well. So, I'm glad for that. So, I'm not too disappointed. I would have been more disappointed if I didn't even bother to get her Heaven and Earth cut. But, it's whatever. So, yeah, this is, let's go and showcase Neo Demon Ball. Of course, it's going to take the longest to charge because, well, we just got the move. But once you end up utilizing it, Reps go ahead and throw a gigantic ball and create something that is basically a mixture of the most powerful boom spell. No, I'm actually not kidding. It really is. Okay, so I lied when I said that Justin is one of the only characters that can break the damage cap. No, Rep can do it too. Sometimes the skeletons can drop Death Mask. Death Mask is a very good accessory. It ends up giving, let me just find out if the game showcases the thing in, okay. Alright. It doesn't do anything? Oh, it ends up slowing the AP loss. Okay, that's actually really good because I'm actually going to get rid of these Cactar Helms. I always keep forgetting that. I'm sorry, like that's... Cactar Helms doesn't really do anything for me. I'm actually going to equip this to Rep since technically he has something that does the 17 slows IP loss. So we're going to just do that since, you know, there are a lot of items here. You also don't want to be in this room forever because every time the statues move, you will end up fighting these guys again. These guys infinitely spawn, by the way. And the pink mages have an ability called Zap, which, you know, why not? And he's about to utilize that Zap ability. As I stated before in the last time when I mentioned this, you do not want to go ahead and you do not want to get ambushed by any of the enemies in this game. Well, in the dungeons, because if you do, you're going to feel a lot of pain. And I would say this now, I kind of wish I can learn Howl NATO, because at that point, I can level up a single target wind spell. I'm going to try to learn Howl NATO, because Justin can learn that ability, but god damn, it's just friggin' annoying. Like, I mean, look at this. We got maxed out on everything else, but we can't even get Howl NATO because we've been barely leveling up our wind spell, which I never will even realize. If I knew that wind was, if I knew how the experience system worked in this game, I probably wouldn't have leveled up fire all the way so much. And now I can understand why Phoenix's World End ability was so was so strong to begin with because of that. Sometimes, though, you kind of do want to get ambushed because, you know, you want to take damage so you can be able to level up water. But you can level up water fairly simple in this area alone. If you've already passed the first disc where you can be able to take damage, this is another area that you can come into and level up your water ability. There is, and she has, Liete has learned Symphony. Symphony ups all abilities of all party members, which is a very wonderful ability, I have to say. Let's actually head to the library. I think this is not the area we're supposed to go to. We got these enemies. These enemies are weak to ice. I recommend not using ice. I recommend using some other abilities. These are basically like salamander type enemies. Just reskins of those enemies that we met in the Petrified Forest. Because, I mean, really, why not? Alright, so to be able to start making Fina useful, she needs to start leveling up her Earth spell. Because we have yet to learn practically all of her level 3 spells, and Liete, she has to also do the same. But it's kind of hard since, you know, you're doing it for the final area, for the, like, these type of areas, which, you know, that's kind of my own problem. Now, the ability Symphony is a very great ability because when you're, like, fighting the boss and everything, you kind of want to, you know, you kind of want to do stuff. It's kind of cool. That was like the last move you think that Liete would have, but then again, Liete is now weird since she's been in this game. Now, I know, I apologize that we're not going to really be able to showcase a lot of stuff, but, you guys are not really missing much in terms of the story. I would say this, though. Okay, okay, another thing I should mention. If a skill does nothing, if it does 0, and the enemy is immune to it, don't use it. Because it means that it's not going to gain experience. I know. I'm going to try to rush past this. Like, I mean, I've never seen that move before. I'm really banking on showcasing the soldier grave. I'm banking on doing the soldier graveyard posts. Or doing it live. Because, to be perfectly honest, I don't really like the soldier graveyard. Tower of Temptation, I'm doing that regardless post because there's not much I can say about that area besides me bumbling around, and considering the fact that I can't save and I need to really focus on trying to figure out how to get from point A to point B, I'm gonna kind of need it. Now the thing about Liete is that she kind of takes a long time. She kind of her ways of casting spells kind of take friggin' forever. The boss in this area is a similar boss to the Rune Guard, where you have to split your team apart or else you're going to get shot by practically all of their dangerous moves. That's a big, huge staple. Another thing is that the enemies in all 3 of the secret dungeons, they do not give you a lot of experience. They give you, like, jack all experience. I am not even kidding around. Like, you don't need to grind experience. You think that an optional dungeon would give you capabilities of gaining a lot of experience? No, you'll get a lot of money, and some dungeons end up sporting, some of the optional dungeons sports like trap areas where they have like money bags, and then you just get ambushed by a bunch of enemies. Now I could just go to the boss because we can beat the boss easily, but then that'll be like a 15-minute video, and no. I'm pretty sure my friend would probably love this bloody area. More because of the fact that she's kind of a fan who likes the creepy aesthetics and the spooky tone of places. And I'm pretty sure that she'll probably be living in the castle of dreams if she wanted to. Alright. Let's go ahead and keep using digging again. Alright, this cemetery area is basically the area that you're going to be utilizing, and I'm going to be utilizing as a whole to be able to level up water, because I can't level up water no other way. The game, well, I don't want to say the game kind of doesn't really know how to scale things, and the thing is, since I don't know what is going to gain experience and what's not going to gain experience, it's kind of difficult, you know? I mean, I kind of wish that everything can gain experience, but it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. Now that Justin is wielding the sword now, I don't have to switch anything in his arsenal anymore. Even though, okay, I should also mention that all 4 characters do have ultimate weapons. Justin gets his by story progression. Liete gets hers from the Tower of Temptation. Rep gets his from story progression as well. Well, that one you have to actually find. And Fina gets hers in the final area of the game. What a weird way to actually give everyone's his ultimate weapon. Now, the reason why they kind of do call them their ultimate weapons is mostly because of the fact that, I don't know why I'm going to go ahead and suggest the Wikipedia. I also did find the Tower of Temptation off screen when I was training and whatnot. is that the Wikipedia kind of says that their best weapons is such and such this. So, you know, and I kind of agree with it too, because I did give them all those weapons during the last few areas. So it just sucks that Liete's one is like in the friggin' in the most terrible dungeon ever. Like, seriously? I don't know if you have to go out of your way to find it. I hope not. And another thing about this dungeon, the Castle of Dreams specifically, it's easy. Why? Because there are 3 save points. What makes the others harder? Well, let's just say, you're not gonna have that kind of luxury in terms of the others, because in the others you have to suffer with, the Soldier Graveyard has only 1 save point. Tower of Temptation also has 1 save point. I can't say you do the math, because it's not even math. You do the idea of how those two dungeons are laid out. I mean, Soldier Graveyard is short, but the Tower of Temptation is long as balls. The only reason why the Tower of Temptation is hard is only because of the fact that you have to, there's a word I'm looking, like I said, you have to do it in 1 sitting, which is the only problem with the temple. Like, if you didn't have to do the area in 1 sitting, I'm pretty sure the area would have probably been a little bit more manageable. But considering the fact that once you get to like the near top, and especially when you start getting up to the last few gauntlets of bosses, you don't want to stop. You just want to keep going until you have won. But that's the problem. Like, the name Tower of Temptation is not really for lulz. It's literally called the Tower of Temptation for a reason. You have to have the temptation to get through the dungeon. If you don't have the temptation of getting through it, that's it. I also love that every single area sports a different type of dialogue text. Like, this one says that this doesn't go ahead and progress the story. So the Graveyard is more of a combat area, quote unquote combat, even though you don't gain any experience in those areas anyways, but whatevers. And, you know, vice versa. The Tower of Temptation, I forgot what the dialogue was for that, but all I know is that it's a pain in the ass. I don't like it. It's a pain, it's dumb, it's stupid, it's boring. Anyways, we can't cast Tremor because they're too far apart, and I want to go ahead and hit everything with Earth so that Fina can at least learn World of Life or whatever it's called. I don't remember what the move is called. All I know is that it's a healing spell that literally it ends up healing all status elements, which is perfect. Since Liete has Symphony, which increases all of our stats, and Fina can have the healing thing, which, oh, another thing about time stop, you want to know how much it spends? You notice how you also need 99 to go ahead and get the move? Yeah, it also expunges 99 to actually cast the move. Like, are you serious with that? You guys couldn't just make it easier. No, you gotta literally, it also expunges 99, which is ridiculous for a friggin' spell, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, the move is probably amazing. I never gotten the move. I gotten the second move, her healing move, but that's because that was easy to obtain. Her 99 move? No, I never gotten that in any of my playthroughs because that is insane. The only way you'll probably ever get that move is if you cheat. That's the only way I know that you can be able to get that move is if you cheat. And I mean, I'm pretty sure this type of game is just asking to be cheated. There is no New Game Plus, which is a damn shame. Now, I guess since I'm going through these dungeons, I mean, nah, I'll wait until I go through it in the Soldier Graveyard. I was going to mention something, but I kind of want to research that a little bit more before I actually mention it. The beauty thing about the castle, the optional dungeons, monsters don't respawn, at least to my knowledge. It really depends on the area, I guess. But another thing, if you enter this area and then if you go back outside to the regular area, the enemies respawn. So it's kind of like saying that this is kind of like a separate map. So that's cool. What does that mean? It's common knowledge. You guys probably wouldn't want to, that you guys would probably want to know. I don't know. We got dark armor. It's dark. It's an armor. It's a dark armor. I think it actually makes you slow too. But Let me see. 22 restores SP when damaged. You know what? I'm gonna equip that. Even though I know your action will go down, but Justin, you're pretty fast for I was gonna say he's pretty fast for a white guy, but that doesn't make any goddamn sense. I know I'm not cutting out the fights, but hey, I mean, come on. When's the last time I ever actually spoken to everybody? Usually I just cut. I already know what fights I'm going to be cutting out. I mean, when I do Tower of Temptation, I'm going to cut the crap out of that area. Because once you've already seen the enemies the first time, I will put in the, nah, I'm not going to put in the stats for the, enemies. I was going to say I was going to put in the stats of the enemies only because of the fact that it will make a little bit of sense to go ahead and showcase what elements they're weak to. Even though I would say this now, elemental weaknesses is going to be the least of your problems. And another thing, since without the save point, you do have to remember to not waste all of your resources. If you waste all your resources, you're not finishing that dungeon. I know it's the most stupidest thing to say, but I'm actually being serious. You're not finishing that dungeon at all. The way how the dungeon is designed to go ahead and make sure that you know how to not waste your spells. You essentially can defeat some enemies without any problems in like 2 to 3 hits, and then there's some enemies that kind of really take freaking forever to die. Like, we're gonna kind of see the type of enemy that takes forever to die in the next optional dungeon, but the fact that, you know, they take forever is ridiculous. I also recommend before going to the Tower of Temptation, buy restoration items, buy some ultra potions. You know, all those potions that I've been barely using throughout the entire game. Buy them. You will need them. Oh, by the way, this is the area. This right here will be technically your go-to area for getting stabbed repeatedly. Yeah, I know. It's by far the most stupidest way to actually level up your party members. I'll just let Fina get hit. And let Rep gets hit. But yeah, this is kind of the area that you're going to be going to. I will be coming back here, and you can come back here. Don't think that just because you complete it, you won't be able to come back here. It's not that type of game. I mean, what game actually does that? I don't know. There's a few games that's out there that kind of does that. It sucks that because if you play as Justin, he's the only one that actually bounces off the thing, so he's like the only character that can't take any damage. So, there's that. Anyways, once everybody's like down to 1, you just use anybody who you want to go ahead and level up. I recommend using heal though, and don't use heal all, because I don't know, I kind of think that using heal all kind of causes the experience to not be as high as you want it to be, but whatever. I will be coming back here off screen. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that now. I will do that later. Right here, you are going to find some zombies because they come out of the grave. Hey, it's appropriate. Also, think down there is a hole, so we could probably go down there to go ahead and see what's down there. Hey, they're in a T-post. Cool. Or a T formation, I should say. Hey, you guys are doing good. Man. But yeah, we're actually near the end of the game, to be honest. Once we go to Lizette Mountain, there's a bunch of other stuff that's going to happen within the game, and then, you know, after all of that is done and over with, you're essentially going to be at the end game. Like, once you've gotten past the most annoying dickish parts of No Return, which, you know, they really love sporting that, you don't really have to worry so much about the game. The game just plays itself, and once you've gone through the secret dungeons, all 3 of them, the game is a curb stomp. I mean, if you really want to fight the final boss without doing these secret dungeons, I recommend it. In fact, I recommend just doing the Castle of Dreams. Or, for your insanity, I recommend just doing the Castle of Dreams. I recommend doing the Castle of Dreams in the Soldier Graveyard with just Melidia. don't bother if you don't want Liette to be, you know, a powerhouse as she is now, because, you know, I kind of like Liette and I kind of want her to be powerful. You don't have to bring her. You really don't. I mean, like I said, I only brought her because I want her to level up. Alright, now you see how these skill things are showing the skill tree right here? This is kind of how much experience that you're getting for everything that you're using. Sometimes it will be 6, sometimes it will be 30, sometimes it will be 24, and sometimes it will be 12. Or sometimes it will be just none, and it just laughs at you. Luckily enough, weapons is separate. I wish that everything was separate. That way I don't have to deal with it, but whatever. I'm not the programmer of this game. I'm assuming that they probably did that on purpose so that people couldn't break the game. But we love breaking the game. Luckily enough, using Dragon Cut, it will still level up Justin's sword. And it probably won't give him as much experience for both fire or earth. But, hey, who cares? I mean, seriously. Oh, you killed him in one hit. Alright, good. Ugh, man. Like, it's just... Let's see. Oh, no, he did. Okay, he got 12 and 12. That'll probably change when some fire or earth is probably higher than the other, knowing this game. Now that I finally know that. This is another area that you can go ahead and get yourself poked, if you like that, I guess. I mean, if you like getting poked, then, well, you know. Whatever. Okay, I think I've spent enough time bumbling around. I mean, we're not really done yet. We got ourselves a gauntlet here. We can... I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this because we are going to get ourselves an item here for Fina. So we can take that with us. Alrighty. Let me see. Sure. Why not? Alright. Let's move out. Let's get dangerous. Or something like that. I wish I did knew about these dungeons. Now, you think I would have known about this dungeon considering the fact I have the freaking strategy guide, but I don't know. Maybe I would. Well, like I said, I looked at pictures, so maybe the strategy guide probably didn't even tell me about these secret dungeons, or maybe it did, and I just probably ignored the hell out of it. Then again, I was in Zell Pattern. That is when I was in the Zell Ruins. That is when I was using the strategy guide. Like I said, I only looked at the pictures. I never really went out of my way to look at everything in a strategy guide. That's just me. That's kind of like how I looked at strategy guides, like Final Fantasy VII, Grandia, Eternal Sonata. You guys remember Eternal Sonata, right? I like strategy guides. They're like pretty good. I like strategy guides that are well made rather than strategy guides that are just, you know, hey, we know stuff, but we're not going to really tell you so much about it. Like, there are, like, some strategy guys that are hit and miss. Like, some are just badly written to a point where it's like they don't really tell you the specifics of what's going to happen. So you kind of just going to be like, just running all willy-nilly. And then, oh, look at that. Random secret boss that you didn't even realize. I mean, Kingdom Hearts' strategy guide was a bit stupid. Because it was just, I mean, I don't know why... For a game that didn't really have an HP system in terms of number of HP is kind of dumb. Like, none of the... I don't know why they decided to put a number for the HPs, considering the fact that all of them are just multicolored bars. And it's like, what the hell is the point of that? I don't know. Nowadays, you can't even use Kingdom Hearts, the original Kingdom Hearts strategy guide anymore, considering you now have Final Mix, which changes the... Well, it changes the level up system and changes how items are dropped now. But, I'll go into more detail with that later. When we actually get to Kingdom Hearts 50 years from now. 50 years? Or when Kingdom Hearts 3 is announced. Kingdom Hearts 3, it's funny. You're funny, dude. I'm telling you, if I end up doing like the LP of Kingdom Hearts, I'm gonna be so pissed off if that game is, if Kingdom Hearts 3 is never announced. By the time I actually finish the damn thing, I will be like, yeah. By the way, you can't go through the front door because, obviously. Guys, there's another new enemy here. It's a butterfly. Alright, at this point, I'll start cutting out fights after the giant moths. Because at that point, I just want to showcase the areas now. But meanwhile, we'll continuously keep leveling up our spells because that is what we're here for. Because now I realize that we have to start using single spells. I am not going to get anything by just doing multi-spells. Multi-spells will only be used against bosses because why not? Even though some of these spells don't do a lot of damage, which is a sad disappointment, but whatever, what are you going to do?
Oh, wind, twist like a tornado.
Justin can learn Tornado, which is essentially that move that, someone used Tornado on us. Who was it? Someone used it. I forgot who it was. Was it Ball who used Tornado? I don't remember. Someone used Tornado on us, and I did showcase it before, but I don't remember who used Tornado. How can we even get Tornado? Do we have to just keep leveling up fire? Well, no, that wouldn't make any sense. If Tornado is just a wind spell, then we probably just have to get it up to like what, 20 or something. No, if it's on 21, so that's probably not what it is. Let me see. Oh, 23. Okay, so you learn Tornado at 23. Okay. Alright, so the dining hall. I know there was a knife there. We'll pick it up when we leave. Dining hall. Gee. It has 2 door slots and, well, that guy. Alright. And we are cutting back because we actually don't want to go over there. Okay, I think I've wasted enough of your time. So let's go ahead and start going upstairs. First, we gotta actually fight these guys. Holy crap. Wow, that actually loaded faster. Huh. Alright, let's go into a small room. Oh, you wanna... Oh, this is a trap room. We're just gonna leave. There's actually nothing in there. Remember how I told you that these secret dungeons also support like money that ends up basically being like traps? If oh, there's one of it right there. All right. I don't need to save because I have full-blown confidence that I can actually win. There is also a mana egg here. It was in that room with the small room type area thing. It's right here. We don't really need that anymore. We really don't. Mana eggs are completely useless. Yes, we can sell them, at least to my knowledge. I don't know if they even cost a lot, but they probably don't know in this game. But whatever. Anyways, heal and open this door. I don't know how you're supposed to know that, but I guess if you're checking all over the place, you'll probably sooner or later run into it. Your goal was to actually just get up to the Loris chamber. Anyways, once you're ready, just jump on down. I swear, if I lose to this boss, I'm gonna really be friggin' upset. Who are you? Stop! Stay away! This cursed sword will hurt you. Just like the day when I forced me to kill my father against my wishes. Oh, father. It's alright, we've come to break the curse. Oh, yeah. And introducing a boss that will be reused later on in the game. Say hello to... the Lord's Ghost. Now, before you actually start the fight, I recommend doing 2 of 3 things. Remember when I said that he's just like a certain somebody that you fought before? You want Liete to go over there. You want Rep to go over there. He's probably going to get hit by the eye laser still. And you want... well, the game actually gave me a legitimate, better, this time. Alright, now, his most damaging move is X-Ray. X-Ray has the ability of going east, north, west, and south. What that means is, and it's a very large type of ability, I might add. But that's not really too bad. Once you've actually... and he... okay, well, first off, he's just like the Rune Guard, where he'll hit you with an attack, and then he'll go ahead and hit you with Zap. Because everyone has Zap. Another thing, he also has the wonderful ability called Vanish. I think at this point, I think all the bosses will probably have Vanish. Don't quote me on that. I don't really know. All I know is that he has it too. So if you use Symphony, you are going to go ahead and... you are going to get hit by it. I don't really recommend worrying about wasting your bigger spells here, because the problem is when I'm fighting bosses, that's like the last thing I'm thinking. I'm not going to utilize mini spells to be able to kill my opponents. No, I'm going to use big spells to do big damage because I like seeing big damage go up. And here's Zap. This move would have killed your entire party if, you know, you're not separated. But when you're separated, you don't really have to worry so much about it. Now, I'm actually being serious. You actually really, really don't. You really want to go ahead and really go out of your way to separating your party members. I know it's such a most stupidest thing to do, but you have to if you're going to go ahead and try to beat this guy. He just keeps trying to do X-ray. I'm sorry. I'm not going to allow it. Slap you in the face. Wait a minute. Are you almost dead? Okay, you better not be. I was about to say. You know what? Use Symphony. Why not? Okay, so even his staff also stops. Wow, that's sad. It's like, oh my god, that hurts. I know, right? It's awesome. Taste the power of fire. I don't think he has an elemental weakness. His story progression has a weakness. I think he's weak to wind or fire or something. But this one doesn't, of course, because this one is totally different. So it makes sense that we're fighting it. And it's not really much of a spoiler because, as I stated before, there's a lot of recolors in this game. You're going to be fighting recolors after recolor after recolor. Hell, it's so bad that the friggin', the boss theme that you end up hearing is literally the friggin' same. And it's like, wow, alright, whatever. Let's showcase Demon Ball, shall we? Booyah! Basically like boom, except in reverse. He's pretty much almost done. Oh, you maxed out that. Oh, good. Good. I'm glad. Alright, and we can use Tremor. And then I'm going to go ahead and whack him in the head again, because why not? He deserves it. Booyah! Oh, I think he's about to die. See? Wait a minute. He hasn't gotten, like, one move out at all, has he? Yeah, he's gonna... Wow, he's literally going to die. That is a damn shame.
Here we go.
You think that move will hit everybody, but no, it only hits one person, which is really misleadingly stupid, but whatever. And that's the end of the fight.
You're not gonna get away from this.
Yeah, he's not really that hard. Told you. Yeah.
See that shot of mine?
That's it. That's it. I'm sorry, were you guys expecting a very legitimate boss fight? Oh, good, because I know I wasn't. Anywho, yay, everyone leveled up. Only if we can actually get to the other area simple. Thank you very much. The curse of the sword is now broken. Now no one needs to suffer the same fate as my father. Yet the pain of losing father remains. I will pray here for his repose. I'll give you the sword as appreciation. And we obtain the lightning sword. A very good sword early game when you've gotten to this area. It sucks now because well, the drawback to the sword is that it also gives you lightning properties, and you guys already know how I feel. Well, no, you guys don't know how I feel about elemental weapons, considering the fact that this game is designed to go ahead and wow, that was much better than my practice playthrough, because my practice playthrough I got hit by him, but well, actually no, he did get one hit out. That's why he used Zap. How did I forget that? Maybe because it was just one attack that I completely forgot what it was. Another man still here. Nah. Oh. Look at all this. Got a bunch of ultra drinks. We got some miracle drinks. Yeah, we're pretty good for the Tower of Temptation. I'm really hoping that I don't end up like wasting the blue potions and the friggin' cause as I stated before, it is gonna be a bit difficult. I can actually get rid of all of these because we don't need them anymore. Anyways, And that's it for the Castle of Dreams. In the next episode, guys, we'll actually be heading to the Soldier Graveyard. I've been CCX, and I'm going to be staying here and leveling up all the characters' water abilities, only because I need to. So, next time, we'll be heading to the second optional dungeon, the Soldier's Graveyard. CCX, over and out. Catch you guys next time. Laters.